Bonjour France et toi. Aujourd'hui, on va parler des prépositions géographiques et comment est-ce qu'on utilise avec les noms des pays et des villes. Voilà, on commence. So we all know that gender is very important en français, and with places, it is no different. So voilà. Um, Geographical names, so that means the name of a state, a city, a country, even a mountain, a river, are all introduced by a definite article, le, la, l'apostrophe, or les. The one exception is most cities and small islands do not have anything in front of it. So there are a few exceptions to that, but we don't have to worry about that right now. Par exemple, le Vermont, that's a état, that's a state. Le Mississippi, both the state and the river, will be introduced like that. So what you need to keep in mind is that states and countries that end in E are feminine. So other than that, they're mostly masculine. We do have a few plural countries that we will talk about. Here's an example of féminin. La Louisiane, notice it ends in E. La France, the country of France, is feminine. So what we have to worry about, comment dit-on to en français? So if I'm traveling to a country, all right, this is something we're saying a lot in this unit. How do I say to? There's so many different ways. It all depends upon the gender, number of where you're going. It depends on if it's a city, a country, a continent, etc. So let's take a look. If I want to say to or in, like I'm going to France or I'm here in Paris, what do I say? If it's a city, we use a. And then if it's a country, continent, or state, here are your other rules. We have if it is a feminine place, all right, or if it starts with a vowel, we use en. So, je vais en France, je vais en Iran. I'm going to France, I'm going to Iran. If it's masculine, you're going to use au. Je vais au Canada, I'm going to Canada. If it's plural, we use au with an X in it. Most common one, les États-Unis, United States. Je vais aux États-Unis. Notice the Z sound that comes from the X to the E. Les États-Unis, aux États-Unis. Now, talking about gender again, we just mentioned things that end in E are feminine, but there are a few exceptions. So we've got le Mexique. Notice it ends in an E, but it's masculine. Le Cambodge, le Zaire, le Maine. There's a state for you that ends in E, but it's masculine. And no surprise if Mexique is masculine, so is le Nouveau Mexique, the state. Haiti and Israel, Haiti and Israel, do not use articles. They would use the le for being masculine, but they don't. And then Havre and Nouvelle-Orléans are cities, but they do have an article in front of them. So those are just little exceptions to our rules. Now we talked about how to say going to somewhere. Well, how do I say I'm coming from somewhere? So this would be if we're using the verb venir. We go to somewhere, we use aller. Coming from, we use venir. If it's a city, we use de. Now, if it is a country, continent, state, if it's feminine, we would also use de. So, je viens de France. I'm coming from France. If it's masculine, we would use du. Je viens du Canada. I'm coming back from Canada. Plural, oopsies, des États-Unis. And then if it's a vowel, we just use the des apostrophe. So this would be je reviens des États-Unis. I'm coming back from the United States. Or je viens d'Iran. I'm coming back from Iran. Et voilà, c'est fini. So basically, you have to watch out for gender. If it's a city, it's just slightly different. And just make sure you understand, are you going to somewhere or are you coming from somewhere? Because that's when things change a little bit. Merci, au revoir.